I am Natsuki Subaru, and I was mysteriously transported to a fantasy world where I gained the power to return by... I gained superpowers. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. When I came into this fantasy world, I met this cute girl called Amelia. She brought me into her kingdom, where I lived amongst a jester-looking guy, 2 maids, a short little girl, and Amelia herself. Shortly after I made peace with the blue-haired maid, she fell into a coma and effectively erased from everyone's memory. I don't know what happened to her, but all I remember is the events leading up to this. So hopefully, using my knowledge of taking AP Physics 1 by Mr. MH's class in my previous world, I can analyze the situations I got into, and hopefully analyze why Rem is in a coma. Let's start with the first event that happened. Just after a series of traumatic events unfolded, I found myself at the edge of a cliff, totally glancing into the blue sky. Here is where the first concept in physics is shown. Do you know why I can stand on the edge of this cliff without falling forward? Well, there's a reason for this. It is called Newton's first law of inertia, where an object at rest will stay at rest unless an unbalanced force acts upon it. Given that, the reason why I am not moving is because of inertia. I am currently at rest, which means without another force opposing me, I will stay at rest. But you might ask about gravity. Why isn't gravity pulling me down? Well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, because that is Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So, with me standing on this cliff, gravity still pulls me down. But because of normal force, I am supported by the surface of the cliff, with the force acting perpendicularly to the surface, preventing me from passing through it. Alright, let's talk about the next event that happened. I got jumped by a pack of wolves while trying to save Rem with Ram. Unfortunately, we ran into an unfortunate situation and had to jump off a cliff to save ourselves. Luckily, we survived. Let's take a look at what happened. So, notice how in this scene I was able to slow myself down and save ourselves. Do you know why I was able to do this? Well, it is simply because of friction. Friction allowed the relative motion between the surface of the cliff and me to be resisted through kinetic friction. But enough conceptualizing, let's do some stuff on the calculator. I will go through solving for the kinetic friction. First, make a triangle that represents our incline. Next, define our assumptions. Assume that there is negligible air resistance. After defining our variables, create a rotated coordinate system to find the normal force, which is the opposite direction of force by gravity. But since the kinetic friction formula asks for the absolute value of normal force, we can use the new force by gravity when rotating our system. There we go. The friction force is 301.35 newtons. But why is this important? Friction force tells how strongly the surface is pushing against my motion along the cliff, and therefore how much it reduces acceleration and kinetic energy. This prevents me from falling to my doom and returning. Okay, at last, our final scene. Let me explain the context. Rem and I were on a carriage back to Amelia's kingdom, but we were attacked by a strange monster. In this scene, we'll analyze the circular motion and centripetal force of the wheels, but the law of gravitation between me and Otto.
Don't talk like this is some kind of stupid game! You're saying we were fortunate? You've got to be kidding! Think about how Rem must have felt! She jumped without—
Wait a second, who is Rem? There was nobody with that name among our caravan, not among the merchants or any of their companions. So who are you talking about? Ow! What the—
First, let's go through universal law of gravitation for me and Otto. This tells us how every particle in the universe is attracted by every other particle, letting us know the force between me and Otto. Here are the calculations. Next, we will find a circular motion, or specifically, the centripetal force, for the wheels on the carriage. This tells us how the wheel is also moving in a circular path, and a force is directed towards the center of the wheel. That's basically all the scenes I have for you today. But what do you think? Can you help me analyze why Rem is in a coma? I certainly gave you all the information I have. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Please stay for the credits at the end.